Welcome to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle podcast series, where we cater to you mind, body, and soul, with host Victor Francis and his special guests tackling diet, exercise, diabetes, and much more. Tune in every Saturday at 7 p.m. This podcast is brought to you in part by Virtus Grove VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness.
Good night. Welcome again to another episode of Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine. And tonight is a special night whereby I have with me tonight my chief editor of the magazine, Ms. Candice Reed Battelle, and I also have my personal trainer, sports consultant, nutrition consultant, and coach for Fortress Fitness, right? So Miss Abini Prokop and Miss Candice Reed Battelle. Good night. Both your mics are mute. Just saying that, right? And this is a it's like I never speechless before in all my episode, but this one I don't know, like I run out of again speechless here because my two leading ladies actually here with me tonight. Fortress Fitness cannot be where it is today because of both of you all. And whilst I would have told you all umpteen times, behind the screen, you know, I appreciate you all. I just want to say that let everybody know I appreciate you all. So Super Vic, appreciate these ladies because both of them are my backbone, and I can't be who I am today without them. And Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine couldn't have done what it keep doing if it wasn't for these two lovely ladies, right? And I will start with let's start with Miss Candice Reed Battelle. That is my chief, editor for the magazine, and she know the inside and out. So Miss Candice Reed Battelle, let the viewers now see who is Miss Candice Reed Battelle and give us a little background on yourself and your why you said yes to the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle Magazine when I did contact you. So let's hear.
Well, good night, everyone. So, it is a pleasure to be here. We like being in the background, though, but it's
Yeah.
all good. So basically, my why had to do with having lost my mom last year, June. So when we were introduced and you shared your vision, it just resonated so deeply with me because of that factor. Some of the things that I wish we did differently. Um, for people that are in my circle know that I wish I had known back then. So probably some things could have been done differently. But now the reality is that I continue for her, but most importantly for my family, taking better care of me now because I mean, when you have a parent or a child or somebody who has a medical condition, it takes a lot out of you when you are their support system and you leave a lot of yourself undone. So now is my time to focus on taking better care of my health and myself. And, yeah, just doing things I love.
That's nice.
And
That's
I
nice.
love.
That's nice. And I'm glad to know that your why, so people who are on board with this and support us, they would know you why, you're supporting us and doing what you're doing, like the Fortress Fitness movement. And just as you would know, my why is I lost my moms as well, and a couple other family member based on you know lifestyle diseases, and so that has been my driving force for a very long time. Okay, and so I just want to say that yes, we're doing this, and we're educating the nation, sure, the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago, and as far up
Yeah.
we can go based on lifestyle choices and healthy option, and put yourself first. All right. Um, we'll get back to you, Miss Patel. Let's go to Miss Abini now. Miss Abini Prokop. I know you came on board, this year, and just as Candice, I believe, it two of you all came at a particular time, where I really needed you all. And I believe it's God doing, because I don't do anything without, praying first, even with this initiative. And when you came on board and how you came on board, it was like, Father really in me. Because I said the same thing before you came when Candace come on board, right? And then he and Candace, why? It's okay. All right, this is divine intervention. And when you came now, God, I was like, okay. Then, you brought so many attributes of fitness. I said in that I was like, I grab you one time. I grab you and I say, yes, you're not going away. Candace and I had a conversation, getting forward to really help, you know, not in the capacity. Actually, you're doing more than what we actually discussed, right? Before you came. And you just fall in our lap, right? And I just want to say thank you for really being a part of. And now you could introduce yourself to the viewers and they could know exactly who you are. I know they've seen you on the page, right? But at least you can introduce yourself. I know I did a podcast with you before, but introduce yourself properly again and let the viewers know what role you play on Fortress Fitness. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here once again. I am Abini Prokop, otherwise known as Abini Pro. I am the fitness trainer, nutrition coach, and consultant for Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine. I am also the fitness model ambassador for the magazine as well. Like Vic asked initially, my why for coming on board is because this is a lifestyle, a wellness lifestyle, and that being exactly what it is, a lifestyle, right? This is not something that you do just because you have an event, you want to look good, feel better, get rid of the cold or anything like that for a particular point in time. This is a lifestyle, right? And that is something that is big for me because even though I may not have any of the lifestyle, I should say, diseases that tend to run in our families, some of it does run in my family. I've always been a very active person from young. So this is basically probably, I should say, my second language in terms of being into fitness and nutrition. So this was like a no-brainer for me to say yes.
Oh, wow. All right. So that's good. And you also, your past have been training a lot of people. Yes.
Yes.
All right. Male, female, and all, that kind of thing.
Yes. So outside of a fortress, I am a fitness trainer. Same thing. Nutrition coach and consultant. I do train male and female. I do train athletes as well. It doesn't matter if you want to put on muscle mass, you want to lose unwanted fat, you just want nutrition programming or fitness program. I do those things as well.
Okay, that's great. I see why. You see why I will have you there. And Candice, so you would have started your journey. I know with the health and wellness. You have made a change since you come on board, because I see you mentioned earlier on. You mentioned that the kind of people you're meeting now, based with this Fortress Fitness movement, you would have liked to meet them before. We don't know what the future might have been, but at least we'd have some knowledge on how to deal with certain things better. That's why you would have started your journey in health and wellness. So what I want to ask Candice is that, how difficult was it to just to start? Because I know, and I know I've been, the hardest thing is to start, right? We always say, well, we will start Monday, we will start next year. How difficult it was to actually start? Was it easier because you have all these fit people now around you, and all these doctors and nutritionists and personal trainers, and you have all these people around you? What did that make it easier, or you just because of your why, which we know what it is? You say, you know what, I'm going to start anyhow, in spite of the promising to start. I haven't started over a year probably before you met me.
Oh gosh, January was when it hits home. So when we did that walk up Chancellor, which I've never done before, Listen, I was cussing you all out in my head. I was like, why can't I leave my bed? Look where these people have me this morning. But I made it. I made
Yes,
it
you
and I
did.
enjoyed it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I like how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I accomplished something. So
Yes, yes,
after I got home, then pain kick in.
yes.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I don't think I like this anymore. But in the back of my head, I hear you, I hear Natasha, then a Beanie, and then we had Didi talking about all these nice healthy snacks and whatever. And oh gosh, don't get me started with pie and everything. So with all of that in me, I was like, I'm going and do this thing. So the hardest part was really started. It was really a mind battle. But from the time that I did, I started to feel better. I get up in the morning and I'm feeling more energized. I'm ready to tackle the day. Normally, I would have these sporadic moments at around 2 p.m. in the day. I start to feel drained and like I can't go, and it's like my brain all foggy and wasn't like I haven't been experiencing that anymore. So now I'm active, I'm up and about.
Nice.
I
Very good.
started doing in-person meetings, so I'm getting out of the house because, as you know, I work remotely. So I'm coming out more, and it is just really nice. I don't feel that sluggishness anymore. So I think I'm at a good place. I'm at a good start. But it's really getting out of your mind is the hardest part. But once you do, you just start, and everything else just takes place on its own accord.
Yes, and that's great. That's great. I know you would have missed last weekend Bamboo
Oh,
Cathedral. So Abini could
yeah.
probably give you some insight on how it was, Abini.
I have never done cathedral. I know a lot of people be like, oh, fitness trainer this. I thought you do real. I have, but it's been a while. That is actually the first hike I should say that I've done or anything that intense since I've injured my foot. It was really good. I think you would have made it quite fine. The sweat was great though. It was. Because I don't generally sweat when I'm working out because most of the times it's in the gym, but that outdoors. But
Oh
it
my
was really good. I think if it wasn't for my foot, I would have said, yeah,
God.
what, let's go back down and go back up again. But it was really nice.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to, if not us doing that one again, but
Mhm.
another hike for sure.
I'll be there.
Nice, nice.
We will.
So
I'll be
Candice,
there.
you know, about since we launched this magazine um, this year, we launched two, and we
Mm,
started last year. All right, we started with the foundation of the idea. Right, I would have brought the idea to you, and you would have like, right. At that
mm,
point in time, do you you're laughing? Do you think what do you think of when I came to you with the idea of what I wanted to do? Because I all I had was the idea, right? And
yeah.
you would have take the idea from what I said to you and bring it to life. Why it
Mhm.
is that why I asked you the question, why it is you didn't say no? Because clearly I can't pay you full for your service, and I said it out there. I can't pay you full for your service. So you actually was like, I was like, because at the end of the day, I mean, how you I end up finding you, and a
Mm,
neutral person, a friend of yours, somebody I met, and that is a story by itself how you end up there. So it was really
yeah.
my intervention. And what I asked is, you know, why did you take up the this battle with me when I didn't know where it going? I just have the idea.
One, because it presented a challenge. Two, it would look good on my portfolio. So one thing I've always wanted to do with clients when I launched my business in 2020 was I wanted to offer clients podcast support services. And the opportunity never presented itself until we met. And then with the magazine, it was like another first for me. So although I had dabbled in doing something of my own a few years before we met, it never really reached far. So let's say someone took the idea, they ran with it. So I just decided to call mine squashed. Um, So that being said, the challenge, the opportunity to put something like this on my portfolio, to see what we've accomplished in such a short space of time, it was amazing. So yeah, that has definitely been what has incentivized me, despite all odds.
All right. And Abini, I know you're a busy woman and you have done a lot, right? Because when I met you, I didn't know you have done so much into the um, fitness realm, right? I have been around a while in health and wellness and fitness and a lot of stuff, but I didn't know. Yes, I met you in the gym, but I didn't know you have done so much, right? And I think it's only fair that you mentioned some of the things you have done to the viewers just to get them an insight, not because you're not just someone who just decided, you know what, I want to be a personal trainer today or a fitness trainer today, because we have a lot of those out there, as you know, right? And you have been chosen because you're different and you separate yourself from the rest. And I know you have been in sports for a very long time, from probably from birth, you know. So just give us some of your background, and so people will know why you're so important to this unit.
Well, initially I became a trainer because the trainer that I had at the point in time, it wasn't quite coming across well for me in terms of them explaining how to contract certain muscles and that sort of thing. I didn't know the anatomy of the body, so I didn't know where exactly the exercise would be hitting. So I decided, here, for me to better understand this thing, let me go and educate myself further on it. Along the way, I think it was just meant to be that I became a trainer apart from that point, because generally I love helping people. I would consider myself fit, and I say kind of fit because people just class fit as, you're looking a little muscular, a little tone, so you're fit, which I have a whole different definition for that. Um, Apart from becoming a trainer, nutrition, even though I do the physical aspect, which is the training, nutrition is really my forte. That's what I'm really passionate about, because I think you could take almost anything, give it a couple repetitions and sets, and you have an exercise. But after that, people really don't know how or what to eat. And then it breaks down into your body type, your genetics, hereditary stuff, and all that kind of thing. And people really don't know what to do where it comes to that. Apart from the training and nutrition, where that is concerned, I also used to write. I had an article called Superfoods. I used to write for The Guardian at one point in time. um, I used to do bikini fitness amateur here in Trinidad and Tobago before I branched off into body fitness category. And that's when I turned pro. I also won my pro debut on the same day, just like probably 2 hours later. That qualified me for World Championships in Spain, which I was actually the only Trinidadian to represent the country at World Championships, where I placed 10th in the world. So I've actually been around much longer, because in my years of competing, I have done probably 26 or more competitions. I would have liked to have done more, but lack of sponsorship and that sort of thing, it is another topic. So
Well,
yeah.
you have a sponsor already. When you're ready to go back over there, you have
Oh yeah.
Candace, you have Candace and myself. You have Candace and myself, right? At Fortress Fitness. So you have Virtual Scope and you have Fortress Fitness. So you have support. That's two sponsors there. We mightn't be able to feed you your nutrition part, but at least we probably could get a jersey, a track pants, with our logo, Virtual Scope and Fortress there. But I'm pretty sure, based on the nutrition aspect of it, of that competition, those kind of competition, of the preparation, which I know it's a lot of food, and in the sense of a particular food, in the sense of putting your body up to that kind of regular training, because I know is
Yeah.
really some heavy training and together with some diet, right? Candice, so um, on Fortress now, some of the things that we have accomplished from when we started. Do you want to give like a update or let the viewers know some of the things we have done and what actually what is coming up in the next couple of months?
All right. Well, to do a quick recap of what we've accomplished, we launched the podcast series, which is doing excellent. Our Facebook group is growing, and that is what amazes me most because to see we started out with zero and we're now at
Yes.
500 and clocking 600 soon. So people, please follow us, join the movement. Of course, we have the two issues, quarterly issues of the magazine. I am excited for issue 3 already. We are already planning that, and it is coming to fruition very nicely. So if you want to be featured, you want to advertise, you know what to do, contact us. This month, and well, we've launched the professional corporate package. So, you know, if your company wants to have any health fair or anything for staff, we have a package, we have the vendors, we literally take everything off your hands and we bring it to fruition. Um, then we have this month being the month of June is mental health. So we are going to have something touching on that in the next issue of the podcast series. So that is something we need to get the men to tune into. So I would like to see those numbers go up as well. Um, what else? What else? Well, we do have another healthcare symposium coming up, so that is something that Abini is working on and helping us with venue and all of that. So that will be released in time to come. And what else do we have going on?
I think Candice, I think Abini could help you with that, Abini.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we don't want to let too much out of the
Right, all right,
basket.
yes, yes, yes. Let me not let too much. Let me not. Oh yeah, let's just keep it for the next issue coming up in July and the symposium coming up this month. Right,
Yes.
we working on that, and so just join the movement as Candice said. It's important.
Mhm.
But that page, Fortune Fitness Lifestyle Magazine page, is where you will see coming soon what we have coming up, and the people being featured coming up and things like that. Yes. So
Yeah.
so corporate package is something that I'm really excited about as well because it's just to call us and just sit back. So corporate, big businesses, small business, just call us. We also do health and wellness team building exercise. We also have that. So you could call us, because mental health for male and female is critical. And healthy employee give you more, right? That's improving all over the world. Healthy employee, you get more out of them. So we have that, whereby you call us, we have sessions with there's different groups of people in the company on different days. The management could set it whichever days for HR, which is for admin, which is for finance, and we could come and have a couple of hour session, and we have a Beanie and herself and her team coming to do demonstration on things that you can do in the office with lunchtime, with us 15 minutes, and that's important, right? So Abini, I think I need to elaborate on more on that, what we could offer corporate in the sense of if they call us the physical and nutritional part of it when it comes to, most people when they go to work on during the week and they reach home, they say no, they can't do this, they can't make time or whatever, but they will actually take a 15 or 20 minutes out of lunchtime and go in the office. They can do some little things. So what would you suggest for those persons who really want to go in a room and in a job and do something like a half an hour, right? What do you suggest?
Okay, so you mean in terms of what we are offering where that is concerned, or just on the other aspect of generally what they could do on their own, apart
No,
from
what,
our
what they can do on their own is call Fortress Fitness, and we will show them what to do. Yes.
okay, yes. So we have a package where we would come in, we'll do our talks on where nutrition is concerned, diet and nutrition is concerned, the fitness aspect of it, also giving demonstrations of exercises that the staff can do on a lunchtime. Some simple things, that you can use around the office, be it a chair, the wall that you're passing only. Um, and to show you how you have sufficient time to implement just a couple exercises that might actually be very impactful for you, even if it's simple things like stretching, which a lot of us need and tend to neglect. You would realize how it makes you feel so much better, especially for persons who are sitting all day at a desk. They really need to get up and move, do a little stretching. When that sort of thing is implemented, you start to realize how good you are actually feeling. And then you say, you know what? I think maybe I need to actually link up with this team. Maybe I need to do some personal training outside of just what is being offered here at my office place and really get things going for yourself. Also, on my end, I do meal planning as well as meal preparation. So those are two different things. Meal planning is where you will be guided as to what you can eat for your goal, etc. And the meal preparation is where I would actually prepare the meals for you. So that is something in addition that we offer where this package is concerned.
Nice, nice. Candice, I want to give you the opportunity as well because once you work once you work with Fortress and your backbone, you and Abini, you also, 'cause when I met you, you wasn't just sitting down waiting on opportunity. You have your own business, right? Which you provide a particular service. So I would like for you to just let the viewers know, right? For you ain't going nowhere, just let it be clear. Fortress will let you go. But outside of that, you also have a service that you provide out there, and for all those who are interested, and to do not just this but other things as well. So you can explain.
Well, the name of my business is Waitress Cook Virtual Assistant Services, and today is actually my 4th anniversary of being in the business.
Yay!
Huge milestone for me, because there are many times when I feel like, oh gosh, I can't anymore. I know. But I'm glad that I have the persistence and I hold on and I continue pressing forward towards my goal. So in a nutshell, the services that I offer clients is basically publishing, PR, events, social media management, administrative support. Um, what else? Yeah, we
Well,
do
podcast.
So,
Don't forget podcast.
and voiceover.
And
Oh gosh.
well,
Mm.
yes, no, I had to say that. I know I cut you there, Candice, but the first time we did that voiceover, Candice is like, who's this one? There, Candice. Who Candice hired there? Who is that? Candice, I would say, and I know a Beanie would say something
Yes,
even
Vic
after
and I
this.
were talking about this, and it really slipped my mind because I told him I have to tell her about it.
Candice,
Oh,
listen,
goodness.
that by itself is a job. That's like the man who used to be saying, let's get ready to rumble. He's making millions, right?
Right?
That voice, let me know. This is the first time I've been the first time, let me know. Who is this? I said, who can't hire there though? We can't pay them, you know. Who can't hire you know, that is excellent. And when I've been heard it, the other day, she
You.
said, but Vic, that is,
I said
I
again,
want, yes,
something
I'm not
for
going
me.
to say that. I said, she said, I think Candace to do something for me, because that voice, Candace, you are excellent. And
I
people that
did.
understand,
My
hey,
husband thinks it's freaky. The way
no,
that
it's
my voice.
excellent. No, listen, that is excellent. And I saying it out, what I'm going to say now, I saying it out there, I stand by it. There's people who on radio, on TV and all of that, they don't have that voice. Trust me. That, right? So it's not about shy or whatever. And I remember when we went our first interview on TV, 6, right? Why
Oh
he
my
was a little
gosh.
scared down. Why he was shy and scared down. See, I remember that conversation. And it's like, Abini, she telling me like, oh gosh, I little nervous, I nervous too. I look for she to give me some strength. I mean, so we going to stay nervous, right? And actually, when people watch that interview, they say, but Vic, you all operate like this is about only 50th interview, and you would have seen it. And
Just
Candice
not like
was like,
shaking like
yes,
a leaf on the
Candice,
people's side.
yes, Candice was excellent. Candice, you were excellent. Our first interview, TV6 interview, television was excellent. And I
Mm.
know that all 3 of us when we go again, I know we're going to go soon.
Right.
We are going to be excellent in all our interviews. And one of the things that I'm really, you know, glad about with this team is that, and last year when I started this initiative, before last year, it was a thought. COVID came, I had the logo before, I had to get it done, right? I had to get it over, but at least that's the foundation logo, right? I
Yeah.
collect the logo in pandemic, and I had the idea, right? One of the things that we discussed last year, and I'm glad that Abini is here now because you all could. I'm so proud to say that you all can represent Fortress without me, right? And that is what I'm really passionate about because Candice, you could go, what you just go, whether it's a pop up, whether it's whatever, and I can close my eye just as a beanie and know that you all represent, in spite of you all have all your personal brand, what you all do,
Mhm.
right? You all represent Fortress and wave that flag high. And I just want to say, I'm really proud of both of you all, and I'm glad it couldn't be anybody else besides you. I don't know that already, and I give thanks. I give God thanks every day because yes, we have challenges because it's a business we have trying boosting, not trying. We going up the ladder, and to be successful in life, you'll have to have obstacles, doubts. You'll have to have bumps in the road, you know, no's. And it's, you and I know a lot of doors is shut in our face. People saying yes and then really saying no. They say, yes, we'll get back to you, we'll get back. And Bini, you know that as well. You all live that, Bini. You live that in your world before even I met you. People saying yes, and they say, yeah, 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 and then turn their back. But I know it's a cultural thing, but at the end of the day, once you stick with it, I know we'll be successful in the sense of getting the brand, all three of us brand individually out there and collectively what we're doing with the Fortress Fitness movement. And
Mhm.
it started to grow already from when we started. And we have structure. And I just want to say to the 500 and how much is this, Candice? 500.
70.
171.
Right. So the 571 person who joined, I am just want to say thank on behalf of the team. I know Candice and Bini say the same thing and they probably said before the podcast that me personally, I remember when we was like fifth, when we started with 0, 1, 2, Candice, myself and Chelsea, and we going up and Candice before the end last year, Bini, November, Candice telling me, Vic, we'd like to make 100, right? And we started what October? Candice is about October or somewhere there, right?
But
And
yeah,
she's like, oh gosh, let me see if we can make 100 before the end, right? And we scrape through, you make 100, and it's amazing. Between January and just last month, it
yeah.
moved. I
For
mean,
me, for me, it was kind of scary because a lot of people have the misconception that when you start something on social media, it's supposed to be instantaneous, but incremental growth is what we've been experiencing, and it has been something that you could appreciate your work for because you're seeing the progress coming in
Yeah.
and you set realistic expectations. And that is what I've liked because Victor has allowed us the opportunity to have autonomy in some of the decisions that goes on and how we're going to do certain things. And he trusts the process, right? So that is what has also made things so engaging. And yes, I'm with this.
Yeah. I was just going to say also, it's also the momentum and the consistency of our presence where the magazine is concerned is what
Oh yeah.
people I gravitate to and appreciate because I know for a fact if it is like you start to slack off, it's almost like, well, okay, they're not even interested in what it is they're doing. So people themselves who were once following, they start to, unfollow and move on to where they actually see
Yeah.
people posting things that engage them.
Yeah. And
yeah,
that's it. We want the page to be a community. It's not just another group that you follow and you just like when you see something posted. Let us know what it is you want information on. If you want to know something about diet, if you want to know something about weight loss. The other day I was asking Abini if fat burners safe. Listen, ask your questions. There's no bad question or a question that is too dumb or anything of the sort. You won't know unless you ask. So feel free, it's a community. We all here for each other.
yes, and I'm glad both of you all said that because the Fortress Fitness lifestyle magazine, when we had the conversation, Candace and myself, and even when Beanie came on board, is really, it's not a fitness magazine, it's a wellness magazine. And one of the things that we decided a long time ago, which is what we're doing now, is going to communities, right? We want to reach the people in the communities. So once we would have had a sport, we had a fair and symposium, I think in April in Baltaria, our intention is to go different parts of Trinidad and Tobago and have that same
Yeah.
thing where we bring in the knowledge and the professional in those symposium where we will have doctors, nutritionists, we have a Beanie there, we have people who can guide you, help you, and show you, you know, why it is important not to give up and continue. Because we also have, for people who feel, well, it's 40, 50, just rocking chair and stick and, wait until St. Peter call, right? That is a long, old time myth of primitive thinking, because we have one of our feature person who's been an issue in the magazine, which is a good friend of mine, James. Right, James is the champion trainer. I must mention him. I cannot, that's my boy. All right. And for people, he's on the front page of this issue magazine and the other one in January. And he is, I think, 70 this year. And if you watch him, I mean, he's not from Mars, people. He's not from outer space. He's from Trinidad and Tobago, right? And that is a good example of, we just always feel that, people like that only have to be in foreign. We can have people in Trinidad look in a particular way, or achieving certain things. And that is not so, right? And apart from Jim, we have other people as well. So it's never too late to start. As I always say, you can't change the aging process, but you can change the way that you age with the lifestyle that you live and the choices that you make, right? That is what it is all about. So in Candace, when you start this year, starting, as the Beanie could tell you, is the hardest thing to do, because it's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. It's making a decision. And I keep saying your why had to be bigger than the obstacle that you self place in front of you, and then it will start. Because down the road is that, I tell people, is that if your food at this stage must be a medicine, what you put in your mouth now will determine what happens down the road. If you don't do that now, your medicine down the road will become your food, right? And all of us here know that is not a good thing. Everybody on this planet know you don't want your medicine to be your food when you're 50, 60, 70, because that's not a way of life. That's not a way of living, right? And something else I want to say before you all say something again is that you would have mentioned, Candice, I would have allowed you all to be free in exercising your thoughts and your Beanie and what you all think in the magazine. And that is why I'm going to say is that both of you all is not just people just, well, no. You always, to me, I will always believe you all were sent, and I trust you all. I said this already, right? Behind closed doors, when we have an oral meeting, I trust you all. And that's why I said earlier on, you all have made decision, and that's why now it's a team of three. So total three win. When we decide we go in red, blue, or black, we choosing what shade of red we go in. And as we started this, so I know our outnumbered is 2 against 1. I know it's two
Yeah.
against one. People is 2 against 1, so I need help, right? Because I think it's woman power here against one man, right? And this is about, Vicky here. This is about, I don't believe in, me personally, and I'm glad you said that, Candice, because me personally, I don't believe in dictatorship, right? Once I know what I want and what I'm working towards, you all understand, and you all are part of the journey, and you are part of the team, you all are part of Fortress. So this is not going to be one man say run, everybody run. That ain't working. That's not my style, and it will never happen. If I have to do that, then something wrong with me. And you have proven on yourself over the past months that, I can close my eye and know that, hey, I'm being taken care of. And it's a good feeling to know that from an idea, I have two people who support me blindly, I would say, and I mean, that means the world to me more than you all could even imagine, because this is my passion, this is my dream, this is what I love more than the job that I do, right? And You all come on board, and it's everything. And we are going to make this, and we are going to go up the islands. We are going to, fly that wellness flag because, as we rightly said on the interview, Candice, is that we are not here for the 5% of people who exercise and, we see in the gym, who in Chancellor, who in Barmy Cathedral, and wherever, That's just a small percentage of people who just get up and still try. We have a 95% of population in Trinidad and Tobago that believe that doing nothing will help them down the road. And the answer to that is no. Doing nothing will guarantee you a lifestyle disease, and you will have to eat medicine down the road. And you will enjoy the fruits of your labor. You will enjoy seeing your loved one, your grandchildren, your children go through life, enjoy life. You can enjoy your husband, you can enjoy your wife. After you work so hard to put aside something for tomorrow, you can go on a trip and be comfortable because every time you eat something, you either take an injection or you either go and pop 3 pills. I have seen that as not a nice thing. And I will continue, and we will continue to be, make it aware of people. Hey, change today. It's never too late. You didn't start yesterday, last, it's fine, but start today, and that will make the difference in your life tomorrow. Right? So, Abini, the mere fact that you're into health and wellness and fitness and everything fit and nutrition and all of that, what do you think about what I now said?
I mean, you're so right, that generally speaking, I cannot disagree with anything there. I think people generally just do not take health seriously enough until sadly the doctor tells them that here's what
Yeah.
you gotta do surgery or else. And surprisingly, sadly enough, that despite the cost of a personal trainer, you'd want to fight down the trainer for the price. You find it too expensive, but expensive as compared to what? Because if the doctor tell you surgery is 10, 20, 50 grand, you would ball, yeah, we are finding that money. But you know what? All of a sudden you start to remember you're in Susu, who owe your money from Su, and you're collecting to find the money for the surgery because you don't want to dead. When that could have been prevented, how long down the road when somebody told you, here's what, it looked like you could do it a little weight loss or I could assist you. But no, you're studying the money at that point in time because you tell yourself health's expensive. Living is expensive. And I think if everybody really just looked at living as expensive, then would have probably all, kick the buckets intentionally, right? But that's not the case. I think we still enjoy life to tell ourselves, here's what, I'm still going to make some kind of effort, even if it is I just adjust one meal. If I find I'm not strong enough yet to change my entire diet, let's try with my worst meal. I may add a little more water in my my regime. Let me probably cut back on the flour, or at least let me have more complex carbs instead of the simple carb. Little tweaks go a long way. This is a lifestyle. This is not about the destination. It's a journey, right? So every change counts, and it's going to be so impactful on you, like I mentioned just now in terms of the workplace. If you just add a little bit of stretching to your daily activity, you're gonna feel so much better. I recall after training some clients, I say, here, what? Let me give you a full body stretch. I put them on the ground on the mat, and I say, reach for your toes, however far. Now you're doing it by yourself, you might struggle to reach your toes. But I apply just a little pressure on your back, and after that, they're like, oh my gosh, I felt so good at being. That little thing just adding a little pressure to your back to assist you with going a little further than you would have been able to go on your own, made you feel like, wow, just imagine if you were able to come off of the unhealthy lifestyle and switch to a not healthy because it's a journey, right? You wouldn't make this overnight. Just imagine how you would feel. Just imagine what you'd be able to accomplish. And people fail to realize that when you work out in the gym, it's not just because you're overweight. Because I remember when I was like a stick and people were like, what are you doing in the gym? You done 10, you don't need to exercise. Why? Exercise is only for overweight people. No, exercise holds so much benefits. Circulation. And when you start to lose weight, I tell people you don't lose the pounds first, all the issues that you came with is what you start to get rid of initially. So you start to realize, but I'm breathing better, have a little more energy, and not bepping as much during the day. All those little things that is going to feel like wow to you, because remember, those were the complaints that had you feeling lethargic and you're cranky all day. Those were the things that was causing that kind of attitude. And when those things start to disappear, you start to feel a little better, a little more confidence, a little more pep in your step. You feel, okay, yeah, I'm ready to come to the gym today. You ain't start to lose the weight yet, but this is how you're feeling. Imagine now when you start to throw off some of the pounds, how you would feel. So people need to understand this is really a lifestyle, and it really starts with your mind, and it takes 5 seconds. It might sound crazy, but for your mind to change its mind. So just not think, you have that alarm go off, jump off your bed, organize yourself, and head to the gym or outdoors in the savannah or whatever it is. After you make that initial move there, nobody would have to tell you to go tomorrow.
Yeah, and that was for me because I started just doing little things now and again. I wasn't consistent with it. But now again, I get it a resistance band, and while I'm at my desk, I'm doing my legs, I'm doing something to keep, and then eventually it would be I go outside in the yard and I walk around, or
Yeah.
I just walk on the road, so walking out the road so you can come back in. So just little by little. And then eventually I go pick up she whole self and go in the gym. Hello.
That's, yeah.
Yes, and that was good, eh? And as you mentioned, Flower Day, I remember having a conversation with Candice some time ago, Abini, and I would say it. I say, Candice, that flower girl, that flower is a killer, I say, go bake, the bacon and so on. Now to say she
The
found,
weakness.
yeah, she found that maybe I mean, you could, imperfect. We all, you could cheat from time to time. That's, people feel it had to be this rigid thing. But I know she found the alternative bread that tastes good,
Yeah.
that is not flour, right? And she couldn't believe that, yes, it might be a little more expensive than the normal bread, but what it have in it, you're guaranteed you could close there and know, you know what? You eat something healthy, in the morning for breakfast. And
And it was surprisingly full.
yes, it is full in, and
You
and,
can.
and yes, and as you mentioned that there, Bini, is that one of the things I always say is that most people, when they work in, whether it's government, corporate, whatever, they put aside things for your pension, or you take out something for down the road, or you put something every week, every month for down the road. You invest in a pension, you put money in your bank, you invest in something for down the road, you invest in your children,
Yeah.
education for down the road. And one thing the 99% of the people do invest in themselves, right?
Yeah.
We don't invest in ourselves because we invest in other things that we feel is more important at that point in time than ourselves. Because the same way you'll put every month $300 to what a plan to collect when you reach 60, right? In the same way, each and every day, as Bini rightfully said, you chip away a little. Your main meal is have four set of starch on the plate. Try breaking it down to two, right? And then if you could go to one, instead of using any carbs, say, you know what, let me try the complex carb. Let me try the sweet potato, add more greens to your and more fiber to your plate, right?
Mm.
Investing in yourself today will guarantee to give you a reward down the road. You put money in the bank today, you expect to get in a particular scheme, you expect it to be fruitful down the road. That's how we think.
Investment you get not lose on.
Yeah, and
And
it's a mindset.
it's
Well,
funny you say that because sometimes you're like 1 minute you're hearing this is good. Like there was a time when coconut oil wasn't good, and then all of a sudden is these nicest things in sliced bread, and these kind of misleading So sometimes she doesn't know what really to do. So sometimes for me, I used to be like, it's a struggle because I'm trying to eat healthy, but then when I eat this, they saying that I eat that. Like I will go back and forth with my husband. I see before then an egg, taking out the yellow and showing you know how much fat creates an egg, friend. That, that, oh my god. So I was like, well, okay, let me just eat one of the yolk and the egg. I'm controlling that one. So all these things, like how you're hearing all kinds of stuff, but what do you really do? And that's what I want to capture in the
Yes,
magazine. So
you see some of these. Sorry, Candace, go ahead.
we put some of the recipes, like what you could do for breakfast, what you could do for lunch, Caribbean style. We're not focusing on what outside there, what we have right here naturally that we could have and enjoy. Yeah. Go ahead. Amy.
I was going to say, you see, some simply now this would boil down to moderation, right?
Mm,
Because what I've learned over the years is a lot of things have been promoted in a good way or a bad way just to get your money.
mm,
Avocado is actually one of those things because avocado back in the day was actually how to call it, boy, like only the rich people were able to
mm,
afford avocado. And then they started to advertise avocado with a female there, how it made her slim. So
mm,
they forgot that avocado is a monosaccharide. So while it has healthy fats, it still needs to be cautious, just like olive oil. So people what get people carried away is this is
yeah.
healthy. So of course I can eat it as healthy. But now this healthy thing, you love it. So you don't just partake of it once for the day. You want to have a whole bowl. You want to have whole
Yeah.
avocado instead of just a quarter because they say it's healthy. And especially if you could afford it, well, it's going out the door there now. So to just be safe, once you know the the basics in terms of what you should have on your plate, protein, carbs, your legumes and so forth, your fruits and vegetables. It's just about the portion size and consuming these things in moderation because no matter what journey you're on, whether you're on to lose some I'm being specific why I say unwanted fat and not just lose weight because there's a difference. You could lose weight and lose your muscle, which you never want to do. That's another topic. So if your journey is to lose unwanted fat or even gain muscle, you still can't consume um, generally everything, but just in moderation. Some people tend to throw it out of the door altogether, and some of them just get carried away with the fact that something is healthy, so that means I can eat plenty of it, which is
Yeah,
not.
yeah, because at the end of the day, anything you overdo is not good. Apple a day. They didn't say I create apple a day. They say an apple a day, right? So, if you eat a crate apple every day, if you can manage to eat that after a certain while, you probably wouldn't live long anyhow. Everything was in moderation. So,
Yeah,
as you rightly said, Abini, there's different views on eggs, but then it still boils down to if you have a certain condition. If you suffer with high cholesterol, I expect you would take out the yellow in the egg and the peach in the egg. So so somebody might have an opinion based on their particular lifestyle or their condition, and they might paint it in a broad brush for everybody, and
yeah.
that is not true. And that's what happened. All right. So I know right now we now start to talk and rap, and I see the time running on. We there already. So I personally, I know you all will want to, but I personally will give you all the floor. I and all will say, I think we should give shout outs to some people who have supported us. It's only fair, right? And I would want to give shout out to, based on what you don't mention, Candice, in all our magazine we have a nutrition corner. I cannot give shout out to one of our nutritionists, um, Amber Alexis. I have
Mhm.
to give shout out to her. She have a page on Instagram. She's one of the best I've seen. She knows stuff, and she's a cultural nutritionist. So
Right.
our
Yeah.
cultural food, things like that. I give shout out to her. I give shout out to Jamesy, my friend, my brother, champion trainer. I have to give shout out to him. I have to give shout out to you know health and wellness gym. Yes, I have to give shout out to to a lot of people. I mean, I can't remember all of them. Natasha Ali, right? These people have supported us. You know, I know Abini have certain people she needs to mention. I know that already, right? We have photographers. I leave that for. We have one photographer. I leave that for Abini, right? And Candice will have certain people she'll want to thank as well. And so those people off my head, people, if I, for those who I forget, I just want to say, you know, thank you all anyhow for the support. But right now, my head, can't pop up right now some of the names. But those people, I just want to say thanks for always the support. So yes, Abini, and you can go ahead.
I would definitely like to say thanks to my mom, Janice, who's always in my corner for everything, supporting me. Thank you so much. My sister, who's also a chef, Candice, another Candice. My longtime friend and photographer, Kirk, Ritzy, Mfit, and Lam. Thank you guys. You all have supported me in so many different ways, different things that I was going through. Lam came in when I almost broke my foot. That was a whole journey by itself. So I think mainly those are my people, my really small circle of support, my constant support. Thank you very much to you guys.
Candice?
For me, just all the featured persons who submitted their stuff for us to complete the magazine. Definitely Natasha, Abini, because that's my new go-to person when I want to find out, oh yeah, Abini, we could do this tape, I could try this. So yeah, that has been who else? Well, I must say this magazine was sponsored by Angostura, so we can't leave that out. They celebrated their 200th anniversary, and we take this opportunity as well to tell them, all the best and continued success to you. So that was one nice thing that came out with this second issue. We got our very first sponsorship. So what else is there? Who else is there? And everybody, just everybody who comes out. Our front page, Miss, oh gosh, why is her name eluding me now? My picture Lazo. Oh my gosh, she is so humble, so nice. She's so supportive. She's anxious to, come out to anything that we're having. So that is amazing. And just everybody, all the followers, everybody who tune in to our podcast since we started. Just thank you all. We wouldn't be continuing if it wasn't for you. Thank you for the little feedback that you give us from time to time. And yeah, let's just continue to grow.
And last but not least, I want to thank my two leading ladies, Abini Prokop and Candice Reed Bettel. And again, I will say none of this would have been possible without you all. And sometimes I know I might be a little anxious. It is come and go, right? But I couldn't be anybody else. And I know I am in good hands, right? You always take care of Vic, you take care of the magazine, you take care of all the business that goes on in front and behind the camera. So that's why this podcast tonight is so important, because a lot of people might feel, well, hey, it's just Vic, right? Vic is nothing without these two ladies, and I just want to again thank them for saying yes, for taking the time of the busy schedule, and and taking them away from probably the loved ones, that they probably want to spend time with, and doing things for Vic. All in the night, so I message Candice and Abini, and I was like, hey, what about this, posting this, whatever. So for the Hussies, I just want to say to the Hussies, thank you for your patience, right? It will be rewarded as time go by, right? So Mr. Bettel, your dad as well have been supportive, right?
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've been seeing him. I just want to say thanks, because he bring you places sometimes when you can't reach there on your own. So you cannot forget him. I've seen him a lot of places. And Abini, all right, whoever is a lucky gentleman, I just want to say, tell him for me, thanks for allowing you to be part of this, taking up your time, and hopefully it will, will be rewarding down the road, and all will be well. Right. So, ladies, thanks again. And closing, we all going to say something in closing. I will start by saying, putting something to invest in yourself today for the chance of a better life down the road. That's all I want to say. So you all go ahead.
Like something I post. Go ahead, Kat.
Mine's probably just that. That's it. Just that.
Okay. Remember to take care of yourself. You are most important.
All right. So again, thanks for viewing, people. This is the Dynamic Fortress team. Right? So have a blessed night, and may God bless you all, and see you all soon.
Special thanks to our partners Virtuscope VA Services and Abini Pro Fitness. And don't forget to get issue 2 of the Fortress Fitness Lifestyle magazine available now.